Hoshimachi SUISEI has a brand new song out. It came out 2 days ago. I've been excited about checking this out. I've had a friend who's been visiting. If you guys know James, who co-founded this channel with me, he's been visiting with his girlfriend recently. So as a result, I haven't been able to check out as much of the new music I wanted to, but I also made a bit of a mistake. See, I try to balance out the content on this channel, keep it relatively varied, but the last video I released at time of recording this was the Mikome Sugar Rush song with SUISEI, and quite recently before that I released quite a lot of videos, but it wasn't long before that I also did Caramel Pain. Now, if you're a SUISEI fan, this is not a problem, but I'm feeling a little bit bad for people who are into other music when I've been doing a lot of SUISEI reactions. So I was like, how quickly can I do this? Like, literally the minute I posted this video, like, one of the comments I got was, yeah, but like a couple of hours ago, she released the new music video. I thought, I forgot about that. I should have, this one's like a year old. I should have waited. I should have just put that on the back burner and released that like next week or something. But anyway, if you're a SUISEI fan, I'm treating you. And if you're also a Hololive fan and you've been saying, Howard, check out some more Hololive acts, you're probably also angry at me for doing another SUISEI one so quickly. But I know how fickle audiences are. And if this is 2 days old, I'm already going to be losing viewers if I don't release a reaction to it soon. And I want to listen to it anyway. So here we go. We're going to be checking this out. So just a quick little bit of an intro to SUISEI, or my reaction to SUISEI. Thus far, I really like her voice. I like her voice in that it's got a lot of, so many people have pointed this out, she's got like a similar dramatic quality to Adele, but I've often felt like she has like the Adele voice, but she's just got this more approachable, slightly. Adele's very dramatic, ADO, just in case you're not familiar. Very famous singer here, very dramatic voice though, and I just love the fact that SUISEI is doing such a similar thing, but in just a more approachable way. There's something just a little bit more, dare I say, human about her voice that I really appreciate. So when it comes to like hearing her new music, I'm always kind of excited. A lot of it seems to be very much based on sort of funky premises underneath, but there's a lot of her songs have also grown on me over time. I do the first reaction format now because a lot of people ask me to come back to doing this, and so I've been back to doing this now for about a year. But the truth be known, I am, I'm just like a big fan of doing any sort of review, and I try to give my best review after doing it the first time, but a lot of SUISEI songs have grown on me with time. Especially Caramel Pain. When I did the reaction to that, I was like, this is great, but it's not super catchy. And then I was editing up a short video about Caramel Pain. I was like, God, this song's stuck in my head. So, yeah, you always say when you do these first reactions, you learn a lot. So anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts. I'm going to jump into this one. It's 4 minutes 55. It's quite a long song. So let's see. Oh, and plus her videos. Oh, come on, her videos are always so cool. Can't wait to see what comes about in this one. Looks like from the art style used in the thumbnail, it looks like it's going to be something a little bit more beautiful, traditional animation style. Who knows? Let's find out. Anyway, those are my preconceptions going in. I'm going to try to just have an open mind to this. And I'm starting to feel at that place now when it comes to Hololive music as a general, especially with SUISEI, who definitely, in my opinion, is the musical leader of Hololive. I am definitely going into this feeling like I'm in good hands. Does that set my expectations too high? Let's find out. All right, anyway, this is the brand new song. Let's go. Oh, I can't see the name of that station. It definitely got an anime vibe. I'm not an anime expert by any means, but it's on the Yamanote. Hikari got that. In case you don't know, I'm in Tokyo. This is where I reside. So these scenes. Sleep on the train. I love this imagery. That's such a cool start. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking the funkiness already. Did she play like the Gucci Exit 8? Because that looked like the scene from the end of that. Alright, good start so far. That bass works really nice. Where are we going with this though? Her singing her alternate version reminds me a little bit of the last Gorgora video. A little bend on the guitar strings there. Oh, is it her younger self? Watashi, oh yeah. Returning to that refrain again. Ooh, that's nice, a little bit of CGI in there. Nice, nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. The cracked and the broken. Like I totally recognize these places. Oh, little change in the time signatures there. Like a little 3 and then a 5 beat. Again, the visual aspect is really beautifully integrated into this. You can get so much just from the visual. A little bit late, but I actually might check through the lyrics real quick. Is that like a little pen light? Because that went from blue at the beginning to white here. There we go, back to... Oh no, I'm colourblind, that's not blue now. Nice. Just gonna get credits rolled out now. Alright. Arranged by Taku Inoue. Taku Inoue, you've been getting your getting your brain in everything, haven't you? Alright, let's just sort of run that back real quick. I'm just gonna sort of like can I play it on high speed with just like the lyrics so we can have a little look at what's being talked about in the lyrics there. If we run that fast, real fast. So first things first, I really want to talk about the music in this. So she's talking here a little bit about things that I think are probably important to this. Let's go by status quo and we come to search, meaning may hold. Okay, so definitely we're looking at very artistic lyrics here. And the feeling that you can get from looking at this imagery is, again, this is one of those songs where it feels like it's got a sort of very funky undertone. And it's definitely, you know, sort of hitting all the beats we expect from a Suisei song. But this one definitely feels like it's got a little bit more of a emotional feel to it. Again, this sort of thing that, you know, this central theme that came up a couple of times already in the lyrics about vapid words coming from your mouth. And she's looking at the younger version of herself. Trying so hard to string together the perfect words. This is another thing that comes up a lot in... sorry, I just realised. Can you actually see? I think you can see the lyrics as they come up at the bottom of the screen there. This is a subject that I've noticed... Well, two subjects that come up a lot in Japanese songs. And I work a lot with younger bands, as you guys probably know. And so it's something that comes up a lot with them, but also in popular music as well here. Is the inability to... inability to express what you feel This seems to be a common thing that is a common theme that comes a lot up and a lot in songs in Japan, in motions as a general. And yeah, that sort of feeling of struggling against, he's talking about giving up and can I express myself? And that's sort of what leads a lot of people to come into music. So I get the feeling that songs with this kind of tone really appeal to a lot of people. So the band that I work with, Caramel Candid, the band I work closest with, that's like one of their main messages that runs through a lot of their songs that's really connected them with a lot of other people. People really come to them for lyrics. I feel like that whole idea of like overcoming your own inability to express yourself, overcoming your own ability to sort of say things in a way that isn't damaging, because again, your words hurt yourself is the thing she's talking about here. Still I'll sing because I am flawed. She's really hitting a lot of the notes, the tonal things that we expect from, well, not I say expect, but are the very commonplace in a lot of the popular musical narratives in Japan. Now, I mean, I could go on and on about like Japanese society and things like that. I mean, obviously, I love Japan. That is why I am here. But as with any place, no place is perfect, and so you hear certain themes come up in certain cultures, and the emotional tone of this. Music videos. I mentioned about the Gorgorua one, but that's far from the only one where you see someone looking in a music video at a younger version of themselves or addressing an alternate version of themselves. This is again a common theme, a common motive that comes up. I feel like this song in particular is hitting so many things that are, and I don't mean this in a negative way, and I'll get onto why in a minute, but so many things that are very popular or commonplace tones in Japan and Japanese music. I mean, just to quickly recap, addressing yourself in the song, talking about an ability to communicate, talking about growth. I love that positive aspect that a lot of time when people write these kind of songs about their difficulties in Japan, a lot of the time they're talking to their younger self and sort of comparing how they were to how they are, talking about how they've progressed, seeing their future self, seeing their growth, wanting to heal that part of themselves that is still the child. These are common themes that come up, but musically as well, the theme here is sonically, it's a very common theme. It's a sort of funky-esque song. It's got a really bouncy feel, but it's got this sort of emotional intensity over the top. Again, these are two things that are very commonplace for Suisei. So you could say, well, considering this is hitting so many familiar themes and considering that it's doing lots of things we've heard from Suisei before, does that therefore just make it kind of like a generic repeat or just way too familiar? I would say that on a core level, just as a song, the most negative thing you could say about it, and we're always honest on this channel, no kissing ass here, the most negative thing you could say is just on a sonic level, it is the sort of song that unless you're really paying attention to it, it could just pass by in the background as just sort of a nice funky little beat. It does sound on the surface very familiar. This is the sort of song that I feel like, I mean, this is why I went back and turned on the lyrics. I feel like you need to be paying attention to notice that there's more, and then you kind of need to dig in to find it. And I think, again, for the video, most of the time when you hear a song like this, you're not going to be seeing the video, you'll just be hearing it when you walk around. They play music a lot in the background in Japan. I love that. It's a great way to take in a lot of the new J-pop. I haven't heard this one, luckily, yet in the last couple of days, so I'm sure it's got plenty of views. Let's see how you're doing, Suisei. Did I already check this at the beginning? Yeah, she's got like 1.14 million views on this in like 2 days. So, I mean, again, this is one that I haven't heard it, but if it came on in the background, I just it would feel like just a normal sort of funky Japanese pop song, the sort that do chart very well here. But I think when you dive into it, it has that Suisei-esque quality. It is emotionally interesting, and yeah, okay, on those emotional beats, it is doing stuff we've seen before. That is true, but again, I feel like it's honest. I feel like the lyrics are nice and interesting from what I can tell. I was just running off the translation, I've got to be honest, and the little bits that I was picking up, because the little bits I was picking up of the Japanese when I was listening, I was like, yeah, okay, I need to listen to the lyrics a little bit closer on this. I definitely get the feeling that this is the sort of song where if you're just having like a bit of a difficult time and you put this on, this is going to be something easy to listen to, which is going to have just that right level of emotional intensity. Again, like I said about that comparison between Suisei and Ado when I was talking about, when I was doing the intro at the beginning of this. Ado is great for that big, dramatic, theatric stage thing. You're blasting at the top of your voice and feeling the drama and everything. But Suisei, I feel, is more helpful for if you're just a person who just wants to listen to some music that feels like it's got an honest vibe that gets through to you, where there's enough emotion in her voice that it feels honest. It feels like emotion's being conveyed, but it's not so big and dramatic. It's just something that you can just kind of vibe out to this music and get a really genuine feeling from something that isn't overly taxing you. And again, I say that with a certain degree of a complimentary way, because just before recording this, I did a recording to the most recent Yoshika song, and I wasn't super familiar with them. And ironically, that was a song that again came out a couple of weeks ago, millions of views, and similar vibe in that it was something that felt honest but very minimalist. Gotta be honest, this song was definitely more to my personal taste. I felt like this had that little extra level of layering and depth. It just, this was a little bit more to me, but I feel like both of those songs were working in a similar place. That song was called Martian, basically Japanese for Martian, and this song, both of them are playing in that place where they're sort of somewhere between sort of minimalist, easygoing music that you can just vibe back to in the background, and something that actually has a little bit of emotional intensity. It's not just that kind of, just because this is successful pop, it's successful because it's approachable, it's easy to get into, it's funky, it's melodic, it's, both, that's true of both of these songs, but it's not that in that kind of reductionist, minimalist pop way where it's just like common denominator crap. This is that kind of good quality music where it's accessible, can get through to lots of people, but it's genuinely got like a message at the heart of it. I thought this was quite beautiful, actually, pretty. I always have a bias towards songs that are a little bit more throwing a bit more at you. So although I love this, I've got to be honest, I still feel like I'm probably more inclined to come back to the slightly more aggressively in your face songs like Caramel Pain, which has grown on me a lot. Those are always the songs that I naturally gravitate to. That's just kind of my personal raison d'etre. But this is definitely, if I was looking for something that was like accessible pop with a sense of honesty, yeah, I think this is lovely. I really do. Add something to a catalogue of songs. I think it's pretty. It's not my personal favourite by her, but I like it. And as I said at the beginning, I've been caught out by how much her songs grow on me over time. So I'm looking forward to seeing how my feeling might change on this. If I maybe go and cut a short based around this and hear it again and go think, that song is catchy. Anyway, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Get in the comments, tell me what you think, how you felt about this song, if it's a song that you personally vibed with, or if you just like the music, or if you felt the whole video and everything gave you extra. Definitely, to me, it feels like the sort of song that could like easily go by in the background. It's just a pleasant, funky, nice J-pop song. But definitely, if you extract those extra layers, the lyrics, the video, I feel like this song has more to give, but it requires you to pay the necessary attention to it. So maybe that's another degree in which we can give it a compliment, the fact that it works on those two levels. But like I said, get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao.